whatever, what I'll do is I will go and I will start pulling like other people's like stories and put them into the group. So it's not always like the same. I try to tailor it to whoever is in the group. Most of the time you'll see that like attracts like, obviously. So if you're in my sneak peek right now, you're going to see that there's a lot of people that want to stay home and make some extra income. There's people that love health and fitness. There's a lot of like nursing and healthcare professionals. I'm sure Val probably gets a lot of like military wives, stay-at-home moms. So a lot of it you'll be able to tailor. But if I notice there's like a lot of guys in there, or personal trainers, or, you know, college students, I'll do the same thing that Val was saying, and I would pull information. And I just want to apologize, Val, because I was like trying to call you from my phone, and you had me muted, and I'm like, I on my home phone, and so I'm like, dang, she's got me muted, and I had like no way to like talk. And I was in the car, so I'm like,
I didn't know it was you on the phone. I just figured that you were like going to tell me you're running late, and I'm just like, cool, like no big deal.
No, I was like on the phone, and you had me muted, so like I couldn't talk, and all I could do was hear you guys talking the whole time.
It's all right. It's all good.
It's all good. And I'm hearing your phone like ringing, and I'm like, and then it goes to mute, and I'm like, no.
I am sorry about that. That's all right. It's all good.
Yeah, and I heard you guys talking a little bit about signing up for the discount. You know, I think it really depends. Like, I kind of went back and forth, and I realized, like, with my team, like, when I signed up and I became a Diamond coach, like, I did not have 8 working coaches. You know, my coaches were discount coaches and a mix of working coaches. Plus, I had my grandma and I had my husband signed up. So I made my husband Emerald, and then I made my grandma Emerald too, but I actually had a coach that went Emerald on the other side. So, but I'm thinking about this year with my team, why people aren't rank advancing as much. And I think it's because I've been telling them just to recruit working coaches. And I know that that's not always the case, you know? So you kind of have to think, like, is this person, I don't know, like when I first signed up people and made and offered them the discount, kind of like Val was talking about, I lost up on like the $30 commission, but then if they became like rockstar coaches, then I had the volume that I was making on their leg too, you know? So I think that there's kind of like a balance that you can do. I would say that it's kind of hard to go diamond like all on working coaches, depending on how fast you want to go diamond. And that's when I'm seeing what's happening with my coaches, because I've been following like the leader ladder this year, and I'm just not like that kind of person. I'm just more like, here's how you're going to build, you know, put as many coaches on your week. So I teach my coaches, you go Emerald, and then you're going to stack up that weak leg. So I teach them like 4 to 5 coaches then on the weak leg. And then as you're building to diamond, you know, you're going to want to make sure you have any business builders, keep them on that weak leg. And then on the strong leg, you could put some discount coaches. So I always teach that. Some coaches teach back and forth. So I don't know like how your mentor has been teaching you, but that's just what I do, just so that my coaches can cycle faster. So there's like 2 different ways of thinking. One is more stability, you know, when you go back and forth. The other one is more, I guess, like income producing. Okay. Well, how do you teach, Val?
Same. I go back and forth. It depends. So Cass, this is kind of what I was saying, you know, I went back to teaching Get to Success Club based on customers first. And I know Jen does that same method. Right. And then recruit, you know, a couple coaches. Or then, so this month, say you're like, okay, I'm at Success Club 6 right now. I've signed up 3 customers. Well, look back from your May and your May challenge groups and go in there and offer those customers the discount then, you know, kind of, and say, hey, you're doing really great. Shakeology is so important. Here's why, and just really being relatable. And then convert them to your discount coaches. And then anything extra this month, anyone extra, say now you switch since it's the second half of the month and you're like, all right, my goal is to recruit 1 working coach this week. Like 1 person, I'm going to go crazy and invite 5 to 10 people a day. And I'm going to say, hey, I'm doing this as a part-time gig because X, Y, and Z, it's helping me. I get to work from my kitchen table, and give them your story. And then that's really kind of then, can I add you to my What is Coaching sneak peek that some of my team is doing, so you can really hear and feel our energy. And it's just this, I mean, I say we always say this business, it's not hard in a sense where you just message people. It's just simple words. And like Alyssa was saying, like, she knew she needed to build this business to be able to stay home with her kids and to race the race. Like, she knew she was going to the top. I came in the same direction where I was a stay-at-home mom. We were broke. This was not a part-time thing for me. I decided within my first 3 months, and I'm like, crap, I have to make this work. I have no other option. Now, that's just our story. You know, you have Jen who's on, and she's a full-time teacher, you know, and she's doing this as basically running her business full-time and teaching full-time now. But girlfriend, the first year, literally built her 2-star business in 1 hour a day, and she is teaching that group right now, and she's not messing around. She only had 1 hour. So you're going to hear from different perspectives, and just try not to, I always say, overthinking will kill your business. So don't overthink, just do you and do your best, because ultimately you might sign up somebody who's like, oh, I don't want to work the business, but then a week later you see that they're like starting to sign up coaches and customers, and you're like, what in the world? And they might become a great coach. Or you might have someone who's like, yeah, I'm going to be in the top 10 next year. Like, I come in saying all these big goals, and then next week they go into the witness protection program, and you don't know where they went, and they've like just fallen off the face of the earth. I promise you, we tell you this straight up because we want you to know that like it happens to every single one of us, and we never want you to be blindsided and feel like you're failing when, number one, we fail every single day. Like, that's what helps us learn. We fail forward. It's good when you fail because you learn from the mistakes. But also knowing that I was listening to this Eric Worre YouTube thing that I've been doing. He's a great author. But it's called Recruit 20 in 30 days is basically what it is. And he gave the statistics where it's like, okay, well, let's say I'm going to set out to recruit 20 people to my business in 30 days. He said, you get those 20 people, you know, say you get your 20 people, 8 of those people right off the bat are going to go into the witness protection program, like I just said. They're going to come in with big goals and big dreams, and you're never going to hear from them again. And he's right. That's like the statistics. And then you're going to have maybe then the rest, those 10 to 12, who's like, okay, they say they're going to do stuff. You kind of feel them out. But then maybe only a handful of them are actually going to do anything with that opportunity that you're giving them. It's the same statistics across the board, always.
Gotcha. Yeah, always. And I would say, too, like, you know, as you start to build your team, if people start to quit on you or people don't, you know, do like exactly what Val was saying, like just knowing those statistics in your mind, like don't think that you're a bad leader because people sign up and they quit or because people sign up and they don't get started. It's not a reflection on you at all. I mean, obviously we have a ton of training available for coaches and there's tons for people to tie into if they want to. And that's probably the hardest thing about this business is you can see amazing potential in people, and some will run with it and some won't. And so no matter where you're at in your business, you know, 80% of your business always on you focusing, growing, inviting, you know, building those relationships all the time. And I'm sure that, you know, Jen working, you know, the hour a day. In fact, Jen, like I would love for you to do a call for my team because they need time management skills out the wing. I built my business actually in school for my master's working as a nurse with 3 kids. So when they tell me they don't have time, I'm like, whoa, sister, like I was plugging away at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I built a 5-star elite business in my first year with all going on. So don't tell me you don't have time. It's a matter of priority. You know, how bad do you want this? But I was going to say, like, no matter what, like, just do your 3 guided behaviors. Like, that is what is going to grow your business. And if you're inviting every single day to coaching, to the challenge groups, you're going to always hit Success Club 10 and higher, and you're going to grow your business. It's a proven system. Anytime that my business isn't going where I want it to go, I go back, I start tracking, I make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. And sure enough, I'm out of the slump and I'm doing what needs to be done.
Yep. That's what happens.
Yeah, it is. And it's just the compound effect, you know, be here in a year, think of a year out, think of the visions that you want to have for your life. And, you know, I mean, obviously you've seen, you know, Val is home with her husband now. You don't know my story, but I'm home with my 3 kids. I retired from nursing 9 months into the business and I'm making $1 million a year sitting at my kitchen table. So like, that's the reality of this business. Just imagine it for yourself, because you're no different than anybody else. You're on this call right now, and that is like awesome, because nobody else got on. So you're like the winner, girl. So we'll be rooting for you, because we know you'll be coming up with us.
So true.
It is. It's so true. People that get on calls, people that tie in.
First day.
What?
Her internet's cutting out. She said that it was kind of sketchy whenever she first got on.
I'm just looking to see when our next call is. But yeah, girl, just keep doing. She's paused. She looks so cute. Like she's got like a big smile on her face. There, she's back. You like paused with like the permagrin.
What were you saying, Cass? We totally missed it.
I'm typing it. Just in case.
Oh, cool. This is your first day of summer. I'm already thinking I can't ever work in the summer again.
As far as like tutoring in summer school, like this already feels amazing.
What do you do, Cass?
Jen just did a post. Jen, tell her.
I was going to say, I just did a post the other day, Cass, about how this is the first summer. I'm sorry, y'all hear. There's a lizard tormenting my dog in the window. So that's what you're hearing. I just did a post the other day, Cass, about how this is the first summer I haven't had piano lessons, voice lessons, summer school, tutoring, because I've always jumped on those jobs because I was like, oh, extra money in the summer. Okay. But Beachbody's obviously, more than replace that. So do a post and say that, as a teacher, we take on extra jobs in the summer, and like for the first time ever, I am home. I'm working my business from my computer, and it's freaking amazing. And your teacher friends are going to watch that, and they're going to be like, because they're all working summer school right now.
Yeah,
they are. Cool, building your business from your phone.
That's it.
It's freaking amazing. There you go. That's what you got to say. You can. I'll tag you. I'll send you the one I did, and you're more than welcome to play with it.
Jen, you have really pretty eyes.
Thank you.
Wasn't Jen like Rapunzel?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you're just like got really close. I'm like, oh, your eyes are so pretty.
Jen is awesome.
Yes, so awesome. Just stay tied in. That's probably the most important thing. Just tie in and understand that everything that we're teaching you, if you're coachable and you just do it and you don't get in your own way, you'll be successful. I mean, we're literally like giving you like the golden nuggets to success. It's just a matter of people do them or not. And it's just simple behaviors. Keep this super simple. Do not overcomplicate it. Post on social media, do your personal development, and be a product of the product. That's the business.
And sometimes we all overthink, and sometimes we try to reinvent the wheel because we're like, oh, these are such simple steps. But then we end up shooting ourselves in the foot by saying, oh, wait. Nope, it really is just the basics. Kind of like Alyssa and I talked last night.
My team is crashing.
It is. It's like, I don't know. And you know what? That's what makes a great leader is we do try new things, but always coming back and making sure it's just these little steps and just being and celebrating every success too. The littlest things. I can remember from the day that I started calling my mom every Thursday, and I'd be like, I made $14 today. Like, I remember doing it. And then I'd call her and I'd be like, I made $50 today. Like, I just get so excited. And I remember this one time that I use this as an example often because it was kind of that first defining moment of where I was like, oh, heck no, get off of your high horse, because I called and I remember saying, again, it was another Thursday, I was like, I only made $200 today. And as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I think that I was like 2 months into the business. And as soon as they came out, I like wanted to pull them back in. And I was like, oh my gosh, that sounded so ungrateful. And my mom's like, that's awesome. Like, it's been like $14 or $15 over the last month. And this is $200 in 1 week. Like, this is enough for your groceries. That was your goal when it started. And I was like, oh my gosh, I will never, ever do that.
And I think that's why a lot of people quit, is because they see people bringing home like full-time incomes. And so when you're starting out, you might make like, $50, $100, and that might go on for like a couple months, but then I would say like around like the 6-month mark, it kind of goes up a little bit more. And then for me, it was like the year mark, like all of a sudden it was just like I was at like $1,000 a week, and it just kept like going up. from there. So the hardest climb is to the $1,000 a week, I would say, because it's just like slow and it's tedious and you're just like working and you're obviously working like your full-time job and everything else. But if you just like visualize like where you're going to go and understand that $15, $30, $100, like those paychecks will get more. There's like a term in network marketing, like the only way you don't succeed is if you quit. Because if you keep going, that residual income is just going to keep going and going and going and going.
It's so true. And trusting us, like that's all that we can say is trust and believe, because I can remember, I mean, Alyssa's I think 6 or 7 months kind of ahead from when she started the business and when I came in. But I can remember talking with her and Deidre Penrose right out, like whenever I was still kind of like a newer coach. We had met at a leadership retreat, and I remember them saying, "Oh, I'm making like $1,000 a week." And
I'm gonna peace out on this call and go open up the other one. So when you wrap up here, then I'll catch you on the other one.
Cool. Bye.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Bye. So anyway, so I just remember thinking, okay, well, I'm going to believe whatever they're saying. And Deidre was like, okay, like, I made $500 a week by like around my 9 months mark. Well, then I remember coming to my 9 months mark and I was not making that much money. And I was like, see, I knew it. I knew that this was not going to work for me. And she's like, Val, you have to trust the process. You have to believe, and, you just have to keep plugging forward. And then finally it happened. And I tell Jen the same thing. And she's like, oh my God, like you were right. This is crazy. I'm replacing my teaching income. So you're allowed to be skeptical in the back of your mind. I'm always going to be the skeptic, but I do trust and believe in the vision and in what everyone ahead of me is doing. And I'm like, darn it, no matter what, even if it takes me longer, or maybe I'll do it a little bit sooner than somebody else, it doesn't matter. I'm on my own journey. So that's just kind of my little 2 cents for you. But I'm proud of you for being on. Like,
I know. I was like, I just posted on Team Page. I said, Cass is on this call and she's basically getting a one-on-one with Val and Alyssa Shoemaker. So
you're like, that's right.
Several of them are teachers. They could be on, just saying it like it is. There's plenty of people that could be on this call. So thank you, Cass, representing. That's what I'm talking about.
It is. It's making these things a
I was so excited.
Good.
No, you got some good info.
You're adorable. This is fun.
Oh, thanks.
Any other questions or anything you want me to talk to you about?
I think I'm good. Those are all the questions I have so far.
Perfect. Well, again, thank you for taking the time. It's plugging them into your schedule and saying, these are non-negotiable, and I tell pretty much everyone in every group that I run. I mean, I get whenever you have to work a job where you can't be on a phone or something. Yeah. However, there are plenty of people who you can put your headphones in and listen into these calls. And that's what I did from a brand new coach with 2 small kids and a husband who was deployed all the time. So totally get it. But I'm going to get off the call. I have another one to start, and I will talk to you ladies later.
Val, what is the other call? Is it one that I'm missing?
I think it starts for 30 minutes. I think Alyssa was confused, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
3 by